Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Improving Chess episode 83. This is Sagar Shah and I'm here to take you through to a wonderful day today. What a big day in Indian chess today it is. It's the final of the Online Olympiad 2020. And a warm welcome to all of you who have been waiting here. I'm very sorry for my delay. I woke up today morning and I have been working on the report, which is now published on chessbase.in. And apart from that, I was also working on the final edit. Oops, I am actually not visible. Okay, now I am. Now I am. All of you can see me. All of you can see me. Just a second, let me see if everything is fine in the chat. What a moment. This is the first time that I came live and I was not to be seen in the frame. No face, no face. Okay, so first a big thanks to Rohit Katta who sent in a super chat even before the show began, who says need to wake up early tomorrow for the final stream. Sleeping before this stream ends. Too excited for the match. Samay Sagar commentary. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you. So, well, it has been so exciting lately. So many things are happening in Indian chess which have been unprecedented. I can tell you that because, um, since I've been reporting on chess, many big things have happened since, let's say, 2015 end. Anand has won the Rapid World Championship. Humpy has won the Rapid World Championship. Indian team has done well in Nations Cup. We won the gold medal, Asian Nations Cup. And there have been tremendous performances by so many, like Pragnananda won the World Youth Under 18. And I can tell you many more, but this time the amount of excitement and the thrill that we are seeing is truly unprecedented. And today it's actually a very fitting day because we are through to the finals and facing one of the strongest teams in the world of chess. And you can see the picture. In fact, I'll just right now minimize this Indian team because you know them well. I want to acquaint you with this Russian team here because I believe that it is an amazing team. Shubham Shah, thank you for your super chat. Says good morning Sagar sir. Kem cho majama ekdam majama. Very excited for finals. Sleeping now. Will wake up at the time of finals. Love from USA. Yes, to all the people who are sleeping right now, just wanted to come in here and say hi. The finals is at 4:30 p.m. Indian time. So that's exactly, what do we say? 7 hours and 45 minutes from now. And it will be on Samay's channel. Yeah. And so it's on 30th of August and it's at 4:30 p.m. But all the people in US who will go to sleep for it will be tomorrow because it's still 29 there. So talking about the Russian team, Alexander Grishchuk, man, this guy is really classy. But you remember I had shown you guys a video in one of the Improving Chess streams. I'm not sure if you remember, but it was Anand versus Grishchuk, where Anand surprises Grishchuk with this brilliant sacrifice. First he moves his rook to g5, then rook f5, then knight g5. What a brilliant game that was. So Grishchuk has had issues with Vichy, on the top board. Now Nepomniachtchi over there is also a very, very dangerous player. In fact, when I was watching one of Surya Shekhar Ganguly's live streams, he said that he is one of the trickiest players there. And I believe Surya because Surya has played against Nepo and in fact was winning against him once, and Nepo managed to kind of turn it around and make it into a draw or some other result. And this guy, even yesterday against USA, was worse against Shankland, but he managed to beat his opponent. So I think somewhere Nepo is a very, very critical member of the Russian team, which needs to be kind of neutralized. And that's where I feel that Vidit or Hari Krishna may have to do that job. My belief is that if Hari Krishna somehow Hari Krishna somehow manages to play today, it will be a big boost to India, because somehow Hari Krishna has this right approach towards things. He is very, very solid. He's played at the highest level, and somehow he can neutralize these top guys. Of course, even Vidit can, even Anand can, but having these three options makes our team look much stronger than just having Anand and Vidit. So I have a feeling that somehow this yes, in the chat I see people saying Nihal has beaten Yan. Yes, Nihal has beaten Yan in the World Blitz, but Rapid is slightly a longer format, 15 minutes game. Will Hari play or not today? I am not sure. This is something that the team has to decide, but the tournament is still going on. It's an online event, so you can play from anywhere across the planet, right? So I believe that if Hari Krishna plays today, it will be great thing. Now we come to Artemiev here, this boy here. If I'm not mistaken, let me just quickly find out. Artemiev is just 22 years old. In fact, he's born in which year? 98. He's born in 98, and he has a current rating. At some point, he had a rating of 2761. He had reached top 10 in the world. So right now his rating has dropped down to 2716, but he is dubbed by many as the next big thing in Russian chess. Vladislav Artemiev here. And then you have Dubov. I don't know if people Dubov, but Dubov is supposed to be one of the most creative players out there. So even he's so creative that Magnus Carlsen got him on his team. That's the kind of creativity he has in his play, and that is the reason why I feel that Dubov is someone who can work either ways for Team India. He can go like really in a creative mode and destroy his opponent, or he can also make some errors, because creative players always have some loopholes. So I have a feeling that Dubov may not play today, seeing such an important event, and Grishchuk, Nepo and Artemiev will kind of move around each other. Because also, if you look at yesterday when Russia played against USA, you see that Grishchuk and Dubov did play, and then Grishchuk and Nepo played, and Nepo managed to give a big win for Russia in the second match. Okay, so this was the four men main boards. But then if you go to Esipenko over here and Sarana, now Esipenko and Sarana, again two of the biggest talents in the world of chess. I would say that they are just like what Nihal and Prag are for India. Russians believe that they are extremely talented, but I would say they're slightly older. Like if Nihal is born in 2004 and Pragnananda is born in 2005, Esipenko is born in 2002. Okay, so there is a difference of 2 years between them and Nihal. And Alexei Sarana, I think also is 2002 born, if I'm not mistaken. Just trying to check it out. Oh, he's 2000 born, so he's 20 years old. So these two are good, but they are quite old as compared to Nihal and Prag. 2002 and 2000 born, 18 and 20 years old. So definitely in terms of talent, our kids are much stronger, but These are experienced guys. These are very experienced players. And then we have Sumit Thakur says, Sagar Bhai, as a chess fan, it is getting difficult for me to digest that some Indian player is choosing to play some league over country. Your thoughts? Sumit, there are some things that cannot be revealed right now. There are certain things which will be spoken about after the tournament is over. And I think it's better if we just right now, all of us, give the sort of support to the entire Indian team, including all the players, because there are certain things which we do not know. On the surface it seems like, oh, Hari Krishna chose Polish league over Olympiad, but that is not the truth. We need to wait basically until the tournament is over to know exactly what is going on. So let's not come to any conclusions, and who knows, today Hari Krishna may even play. We do not know. Then we come to the women player, and I would say that Katrina Lagno over here is, she's the wife of Alexander Grishchuk. So Lagno and Grishchuk are married to each other, and Lagno never became the classical world champion, but she is a rapid world champion once and 3 times blitz world champion. She's really good. Sarthak Mishra says, for GM Srinath, backbone of Indian team, I can see him being Indian team manager coach in future. Absolutely awesome, managing the fixtures and boards. I can tell you guys, the amount of effort that Srinath puts in is amazing. Personally, I have had big respect for him. Very few words he speaks, but always brings up the results, and this is always admirable. He has made sure that Nihal becomes one of the top players in the world, constantly being with him, traveling around with him. He's like his personal trainer, or you can say that. But when it comes to this match, India versus India's this tournament, in fact Vidit sort of recommended him, asked him would he be the vice captain, and he agreed. And yesterday, he makes all these little decisions. Who will go and play the Armageddon? Will it be Harika or Humpy? And when Humpy goes, he also makes sort of the decisions with the players, whether we should choose the white or the black. India won the toss. We could have chosen the white pieces, but we chose black. So all these little things that Srinath looks very calm from the outside. He's very firm and he's very confident about these things. And that's the sign of a good trainer. And I hope that Indian Chess Federation also recognizes the role of Srinath, and also the government of India, and kind of, because this is something where if you get recognized, you're motivated to keep doing this again. But if you do all the effort and then no one recognizes it, maybe he will be like, okay, next tournament I don't want to be the manager of the team or the trainer of the team. So I think that's where you should really be careful, because he's really a gem. Srinath is doing a fantastic job behind the scenes. So that is Katrina Lagno. Then we have Goryachkina. Now Alexandra Goryachkina, I first saw her in Pune in 2014 when she came to play the World Juniors in Pune, and she won the tournament. And then I went to her and said, would you be ready to do an interview? And she said no. She might come off as someone who's a bit arrogant or angry sort of feeling, but she didn't know English back then, and also until now her English is not so good, so they are always a little bit conservative, or they don't want to talk. So but over the years I have come to realize that she is a fantastic player. From a World Junior champion in 2014, she reached the finals of Women World Championship, Classical World Championship in 2019. She fought against Ju Wenjun. She was very close to actually winning the title, but she lost it at the end. And I think she's just 22 or 23 years old now. what a phenomenal girl she is. By the way, I did her interview this time in 2019. I asked a Russian person to say, please come and translate her. You can find her interview on ChessBase India. Then we go to the next player, which is Alexandra Koschenyuk. She calls herself the chess queen. And if you search on the internet blitz videos of Koschenyuk, you will find many. She is amazing at blitz. She is actually the classical world champion from 2008 to 2010 and a fantastic player. But right now she is not young anymore. So definitely, if she's playing, by the way, she may play today because she won both her games against USA yesterday. So she's on a high. But if she plays and she may face Harika, I think Harika has good chances, especially because Harika is very solid and Koschenyuk likes to attack. She's fierce. She likes to go all out at her opponents, and maybe that's where our chance lies. If there is a small weakness here in the Russian team, I would say very, very small, minute. I would say it's the women board, because especially Humpy and Harika are very, very strong. So here we may get some opening. Also, Gunina is a strong player. She's also good at speed chess, but she's not like flawless. She doesn't play chess where she is very solid or something like that. She goes like free flowing chess, and mistakes do happen. Coming to Shuvalova over here, Polina Shuvalova, who's the girl here. Again, immense respect for her. She is the current world junior champion. In fact, I met her for the first time in October 2019 when she came to Mumbai to play in the World Youth Championship, and she played in under 18 section and she won it. Then she traveled to Delhi immediately, and I also went there to cover the tournament. It was World Junior under 20 girls. She won it. So she is an amazing player, Polina Shuvalova. She has won everything in her age category. I believe she is going to be the one who will face Vantika or Divya. Lohit Agarwal says, Sagar bhai, don't you think Vaishali playing in the juniors board would have strengthened the team further? She hasn't been playing much on the senior board. Yes, I believe that could have been a very interesting choice. But in India, also in Indian chess, and I think it's true with any organization, over a period of time you need to make rules, and so certain rules are important because it leads to the sort of perpetuity of what you are doing. If you kind of randomly select players, then someone else will say, hey, why not my kid, or why not this player? So the rule was the top rated female players in India will play for the women's team, then the top rated junior players will play in juniors, and Vaishali was number 3 in India, and I think she chose that. But yeah, it could have been nicer if Vaishali was playing in the juniors board. She would have been got more games. And here Humpy and Harika, of course, are going to play, I think, both the games today because they are clearly stronger. Pratik Das says, so out of the top 4 boards, who do you think has the best chance given the following pairings? Anand Nepo, Vidit Dubov, Humpy Lagno, Harika Koschenyuk. I definitely think Harika Koschenyuk. Anand Nepo, I will say that some chances, especially because Anand has beaten Nepo recently in this online Nations Cup. But I think Nepo will be very, very solid today. He would be out there for his revenge. Vidit Dubov, I think Vidit has great chances against Dubov. But when it comes to Vidit Artemiev or Vidit, let's say, Grishchuk, I think that's where Vidit's style kind of matches with his opponent. When it comes to Dubov, I have full faith that Vidit can turn it around, because Dubov is very creative, Vidit is very solid, and Vidit might also be the sort of stronger player on a consistent basis. Humpy Lagno, actually Humpy did win the World Rapid Championship recently where Lagno was also playing. So I think again there. So that's what I'm saying. The women board, I think there's always scope because women are prone to more errors than the men board, open boards, because that's how they play chess. Okay, Yes, Anand has beaten Nepo twice recently, Goan chess trio. I agree, but Nepo is, when they lose games, they come even stronger sometimes, and that's what I believe. So, Shuvalova, Margarita Potapova is a strong junior, but I don't think she will play today. She's a good player, but so Shuvalova might take it over. So that's how things are for Indian team today. If you look at it, this is our team, this is the Russian team. It's going to be a very, very intense game, but you can see that the Russian team has such great depth in them. They can even split the team into two, like, take Grishchuk and Artemiev in one team, Nepo and Dubov in another team, take Lagno and Koschenyuk in one team, Goryachkina and Gunina, put Esipenko here, put Sarana there, put Shuvalova here, put Margarita Potapova there, and they'll get two good teams, two super strong teams who can fight for the gold. That's how strong Russian chess is right now. Indian chess is getting there. If you see here, Indian chess is moving upwards. Like you can see now, 3 boards are super elite players we have. Arvind is also strong, but still not yet up there, 2700 plus. Juniors, we have 2 world class juniors, Nihal and Prag. Also in the women's board, Humpy and Harika GMs. We need another 2 girls who are the GM strength. Bhakti is strong, Vaishali is also strong, but they have one more rung to climb, I think. And Vantika and Divya also have to get stronger. I think they are playing phenomenal chess, and today will be their biggest test. So you can see from this that Russia's depth, which they have been the superpower from so many years, is showing now. While India, which is kind of moving upwards in the world of chess, we are on our way. We are on our way to the top. Just Khurana says, Sagar sir, I have no words to how much I feel attached to chess now because of you guys. Please try to get some good rest before the finals, Black Lotus. Thank you, Just. And that's what I feel so proud of, all of you, that you guys really love chess. And not only do you follow chess, many of you, even when the games are over, like today I got a message from a friend saying that I'm right now solving tactics. I want to get in the best frame of mind before the finals begins. So you are also improving at chess. You want to play chess, you want to improve at it, which is so nice, and I like that entire feeling. Sikkan says, आनंद जी ने कल शानदार जीत दर्ज की ड्रूडा पर, बहुत मजा आया, आपने सही कहा था वो वापसी करेंगे. अरे सिक्कन जी, थैंक यू फॉर दिस वेरी नाइस सुपर चैट. स्पेशली लास्ट टाइम आपने जो सुपर चैट किया था, you made a super chat which people said was not good and stuff like this. So today, thank you for this nice super chat. And that's what I say, Vishy, in the most uncomfortable situations, he comes back. He has done that. He's been there. He's done that. Imagine the thing which I had told you about, right? About Gelfand Anand. After 6 games, Anand lost the 7th game. And then he didn't sleep at night. Then he comes to the board and beats his opponent in 17 moves. Who is able to do that? This is a sign of a champion. For him, these events are important, but he's seen it at an altogether different level. So, there's no feeling like, oh, I cannot beat someone or something like that. It's just that he has to, age is catching up. He has to be more focused. Also, new settings at home. If you go outside the room, Akhil is playing there, maybe Aruna is there. These are all the new things which players are getting adjusted to. I think today will be the day when, if Anand plays, he might be the key element in Team India. And also, when Anand is there in the team, other teams fear. Why? Because Nepo has lost twice to Anand. Grishchuk has had this sacrifice that Anand made against him. Artemiev may have also lost. These things work in your head. Oh, Vishy is there. He might play, he may not play. Something like that. Sachin Ranade, gold medal for best commentator goes to Sagar. Sachin, thank you. That's very kind of you. I think there's nothing like best commentator or such. There are professional commentators who learn commentary. For me, it has been more like I just love chess. I just love talking about it. I can feel the excitement within me because I've been to tournaments as a journalist. As a player, also I played for many years, and then as a journalist, and I'm watching, and I'm seeing, wow, look at the stress, look at the tension, and you can feel that pressure, amongst the players. So yeah, that's why I can enjoy it. Just Khurana, yes sir, I started streaming chess at 500 rating, now at 650, watching your stream videos. All the love for Team India, just saying. Yes, just Khurana, I know you have a channel. In fact, I know B-Stats, Voicebox Entertainment, Devin Anand, you, all of you have been together doing some wonderful work for chess. So thank you for doing everything that you are doing. Okay guys, so this is going to be the match. I'm going to show you a couple of games today about Team India's win against Poland, and also I want to show you a couple of games of USA team, because these are USA Russia team, because that's how we are going to face, and how Indian team will face, and where are the weaknesses. Maybe we can spot that. Geet Patel, kuch bhi bolo, but you are our Harsha Bogle. Best. Thank you so much for this compliment. So let's go to first Vidit's game against Kaevsky, because I think Vidit played a very, very interesting game against Kaevsky. D4 NF6, C4 E6. By the way, today, as I mentioned on the screen, the match is at 4:30 p.m. IST, and it will be on Samay's channel. He's already scheduled it. Pratik Das says, when does Youth Olympiad happen next? Players like SL, Arvind, Gukesh, Raunak can have a shot. What happens is, in Indian chess, this is something which you all should know, that there are national championships which take place in India, and these are the tournaments which happen where all the players participate and they qualify. So always there is a doubt whether should we let the national winners go and play at Olympiad, or should we allow the rating wise. So if it's rating wise, Pratik Das, what you said, all these players would go and play the Olympiad. By the way, Youth Olympiad is under 16, so SL and Arvind cannot play, but Gukesh and Raunak can play. So by rating, if we go, then we will have Nihal, Prag, Gukesh, Raunak, Prithu, all these players. But what usually happens is that they send in the national team, because they want to have the importance of national championship, and this has been a debate constantly going in Indian chess. In fact, now the Olympiad team, to make sure that the medals come to India, we have shifted to a rating sort of the thing. But earlier it was like whoever comes top in the nationals will play, or 2700 plus players get direct seeding, and there were very complex rules. Even now, if you see, one spot is reserved for national champion plus 50 elo points. In that way, they make the national championship more important, otherwise people won't play the national championship. That's how they do it. So okay, so now coming here, Vidit went knight f3, d5, knight c3, bishop b4, and this is the Ragozin. And I have been telling you guys that Vidit is one of the world's leading expert in this opening. If at some point you get a chance to learn an opening from Vidit, maybe Ragozin is a good opening to learn. He's played it at all levels against all sorts of opponents. So bishop g5 was played by Vidit, h6, he takes, and now comes a move which is very common in this opening. I want you to think a bit and tell me, what is it that white should play here to kind of inconvenience black a bit? So white to move, you see this d5 pawn is not hanging yet because the knight is pinned to the king. Will Arvind play any games? I don't think so. He won't play, I guess, today. Where to watch the final? Kshitij Gupta on Samay Raina's channel at 4:30 p.m. Armageddon की story बोलो सागर कल. अच्छा, Armageddon. Yeah. We'll look at Humpy's game. Yes, very good. All those who say Queen A4 check, this is a very good move by Vidit, because it's a theory. But the thing is, in such openings, you really want to castle and hit the center with c5. So you are forced now to play knight c6, and then Vidit plays e3, and it's a small inconvenience, at least for some time. Castles, bishop e2, and here d into c4 was played. Vidit castled here, and black went bishop to d7. Here came bishop into c4, and now bishop takes and pawn takes. So we reach this position where white has these central pawns. In fact, if I am not mistaken, this position has been played before nearly 30 times or maybe 35 times, and the top rated game has been Ding versus Giri, Topalov Aronian, Karyakin Aronian, Mamedyarov Aronian. In fact, Nakamura Vidit also took place. Anton Gujaro Vidit also happened. So Vidit has played a lot from the black side in this opening. Just Kurana, popular question Sagar, since 50k people would be watching and a lot of them don't understand chess but support India, can you explain the bar when the stream starts today? I see confused people in the chat. Oh, that's a good point, Just. Thank you. I will do that. In fact, I'll tell Samay to explain that. I have never been a big fan of the bar because, you know, but a lot of things have changed recently. Like, for example, earlier, I would say that bar is not good. But, you know, there are certain people who watch chess for fun. There are certain people who watch chess for improvement. And I personally think that bar is now critical if chess has to become popular in general for people to understand, because no one can understand like moves. So bar say they understand, oh, he's winning, he's losing, and all this. So I agree that, but whenever I used to see chess earlier, I would never look at the engine or the bar, and because I want to look, oh, what's the best move, and then I would calculate, oh, 95, is this coming here? But if 95, then the queen is hanging, this is hanging, and then I see, oh, d into e5, and you know, I can improve as a player. But of course, I get your point completely. Rakshit Singh says, even though the Russian team is the favorites, but all cricket fans will remember 1983 Cricket World Cup finals, India versus West Indies. Nobody even believed India had a chance, but India did beat them and the cricket boom happened. Rakshit, what a nice analogy. I'm going to use this in the commentary today because I remember I had a book on 1983 World Cup at my home, and it was a hardbound book. I was not even born. I was born in 1990, 7 years later. But whenever I opened that book and I saw all the winners of the team, from Kapil Dev to Mohinder Amarnath to say Roger Binney, Krish Shrikant, Sunil Gavaskar, all of them were portrayed as some kind of, you know, like gods, you know, chess gods. And somehow that really led to the boost of cricket, you know, in India. West Indies were like this huge team, and we also like, I remember, I think we scored some 180 runs only, and then we were fielding, and then wickets fell one after the other, and we won. And then this photo of Kapil Dev lifting the cup, it's all so much in the mind of us. And I agree with you that maybe today is the day when India wins this and chess becomes more and more popular. Yeah, good point. So Queen e7 was played. As I said, 95 here or a discovered attack doesn't work because d into e5 attacks the queen. So first queen e7, but this was not the best move. I think, as Raja pointed out in the commentary, rook f d8 is the correct move, and this has also been played by Vidit in many of the games. rook f d8, and then you go bishop e2, then comes bishop e8, and black is slightly low on space, but he's solid and he continues playing. In fact, there's a game Rajabov versus Wesley So here, where queen a3 happened and then Raja went on to win that game. So check that out, all these games. So, queen e7 was played, and now you can see how Vidit takes advantage of it. He first goes bishop e2, b6, queen c2, so drops back everything, and he tells his opponent, look, you cannot break with e5 here, because if you do, I mean ideally you should, but then I can just maybe push forward with d5, or I can just maintain the structure. And I believe that Gaevsky should have tried for that move, but he went knight a5 here. Vidit went knight to e5, centralizing his knight, also stopping knight to c4, and rook d8. And now comes a key moment in the game, so I want all of you to think a bit and come up with a good move for white to move. By the way, yesterday one thing also happened. India actually got the silver medal, which is a big thing, right? To win the silver medal, because that's a big, and it also happened on National Sports Day. And I hope that some of the people who are into the policy making in India, like the government, does recognize this. It's a big thing. Like if India reaches the finals of some big sporting event, they would tweet about it. But yesterday there were no real tweets or no real acknowledgement of this achievement. Very good, guys. All of you do remember this, or you found it now. Fantastic job. The right move is queen to e4. First of all, stopping knight c6 from coming back. Secondly, preparing bishop d3 to mate the opponent. Bishop e8 was played, and now bishop d3. Opponent went f5, and this is where in the commentary everyone was saying queen f3, especially Rajabov, saying that queen f3 keeping control on this square, but which is a good move, and white is clearly better. How do you assess whether white is clearly better? Let's say, for example, c5. I really liked Rajabov's suggestion. He was so quick to say that white is winning here, but can you spot the winning move, white to move? This is world class players. This is how they think, and I really appreciate how quickly he was able to spot it. White to move. Uttam Patti, if there is pawn on d5 and bishop b4, Ragozin. If there is just bishop b4 and white knight not on c3, it's Bogo Indian. If white knight on c3 and bishop b4, that is Nimzo Indian. Vignesh Mriala, love your live commentary of the game. Thank you, Vignesh. Very kind of you. Yes, excellent. Everyone in the chat. It's also quite possible that you guys are becoming stronger with the Indian team doing well, because it often happens, yeah. Like when you see good chess, you start playing better chess. Excellent. G4. The thing is, you want to open up the bishop and also put the queen here and attack. It's a fantastic move. Very good. Okay, queen f4 was played. By the way, after g4, white is clearly better. Knight c6, he came back with his knight, and now Vidit sort of hurried with e4. He wants to break in the center. Queen d6, and now the threat is to take on e5. If queen takes, then queen takes, pawn takes, then you lose the bishop on d3. So Vidit should have gone bishop c4, but instead he went rook a d1. Now later on, Vidit told me that the reason why he didn't go bishop c4 was because he thought after f into e4, if he takes queen into e4, then his opponent would take knight into e5, and he did not like that position because after d into e5, queen e7, he thought black is okay. You know, like here, after queen into e4, knight e5, d e5, queen e7, he thought black is slightly passive but is okay, but okay, this is also clearly better for white. The thing is, he missed a good move here. Can you find white to move and find a good move? Yes, Ilam Parthi, you are very strong. Oh, Rahul Gandhi tweeted. Okay. Any clarity on Hari Krishna from VD yesterday? Nanda Kishore, they are working on, let's say something. I'm not sure if Hari Krishna will play or not, but if it may happen, it may not happen. So we keep our fingers crossed. We keep our fingers crossed. I did not see what Rahul Gandhi tweeted. Let me just check. Oh, nice. All the very best to India. No, just 32 minutes ago for the Online Chess Olympiad. It's a matter of great pride to be in the finals for the first time ever. Go for the win. Billion hearts are you. Oh, this is very kind of him. Very kind of him to do this. I'm very happy, you know. Keeping all the things aside, all the political things and all, the fact that Rahul Gandhi is followed by so many people, and when he tweets, many more people get to know about it. That's really good. That's good. Good for chess. Good for chess. Saket Karlekar, who gave this name Armageddon to tiebreaker? Very difficult to say, but I think if you just Google Armageddon, then you see the meaning of the word is basically there are many words, but according to the book of Revelation in the New Testament of Bible, Armageddon is the prophesied location of a gathering of armies for a battle during the end times, variously interpreted as either a literal or a symbolic location. The term is also used in generic sense to refer to an end of the world scenario. In Islamic theology, Armageddon is also mentioned in Hadith as the greatest Armageddon or Al-Mahalma Al-Kubra. Yeah, so basically it's like the end. So what I picture Armageddon is two armies standing opposite each other on a huge field. I don't know if I've seen this movie called Troy and basically many other movies. These two armies and they run to each other and then they finish the war there. You know, thousands of people die, but it's the end. Something similar happens in Armageddon. No draws, one side comes up at the top. Shushil Dhote says hard work beat luck. Can we say this about Hungary, Ukraine, Poland as the way they reach semi-finals just because format, finally well-deserved team in final? I don't think, Shushil, that would be right to say because the format is also favoring India in a way. To be entirely truthful with you guys, because if it was an open format or a women's format, it was the junior board that we have in Nihal and Prague is really strong. Also Divya and Vantika are doing very well because they are stronger than many other junior girls. So in a way the format is helping Indian players, but of course Indian team is very strong, that apart, but at the same time Polish team is also very, very good. So maybe not, I wouldn't say the format is the only reason. Queen f5, right? All of you who said this move, fantastic job, because if Queen f5, you can't support this e6 pawn now. So here it's a better position for white. Now in the game, Rook a d1 was played by Vidit and Gaevsky played a good move g5. By the way, all of you should know Gregors Gaevsky is Anand's second right now, full-time second. Okay, so he works with Anand on every tournament, but I think they might have a pact that for the Polish team, Anand, you work on your own, I won't help you. But today for Russia, he would definitely help Vishy. Queen f3, knight into e5, d into e5, queen into e5, ef, ef. And if you look at this position after bishop f5, white is should have a small edge because the king is very exposed. And when the king is very exposed, you should keep the pieces on the board. So it's black to move here. What should black play in this position? How would you continue this position? Black has a very strong move here in the game. Mustafa, who decides which player will come and play against which player? This is just, they make the entire sort of format, and every day they submit it. The other team submits it to FIDE or the tournament organizers, and that's how the tournament happens. Yeah, very good. All those who mentioned rook into d1, excellent. But now comes the very important next move, which is rook to d8. And this is easy to miss because after rook takes d8, there is a back rank mate. And usually when your king is weak, and if you are able to get your pieces centralized, like you put your bishop here, your rook is there, your queen is there, it is a big advantage to you, because then white's pieces cannot get to your king. Your pieces are so centralized, they can come in defense, they can come in offense, they can, save you very easily. So bishop f7 was played in this position, and now it was Vidit's move. Actually, Vidit missed a golden opportunity here. Let's see if you guys can find it. White to play here. What should white play? A good move. White to play here. Vishwadeep says a nice thing. Don't you think Russia also thinks Anand is legend, Hari is endgame master, VD is genius captain of India, Humpy is world number 2, Nihal Pragar future potential? Not easy for Russia. These top players, they don't see each other as this way, like what we see them. They look at each other through their games. They see them that, look, Vidit has a positional style, but when tactics come on the board, he gets a little bit ruffled up. Anand is now, whenever you complicate things, maybe he doesn't respond the best possible way. For Hari Krishna, maybe we shouldn't exchange queens. They analyze it that way. They don't look at it as fans like us, where we say, oh, this is how it is, and so on. Bishop h7 is a good suggestion by all of you, but the thing is, he'll just play king g7. Always remember one thing. Whenever, even let's say in this game, Vidit is thinking, he would never imagine that his opponent would take this bishop, because then it means that after queen f7, he gets a better position. Of course, this is still playable after queen g7, but the first thing that will come to his mind is a good move for his opponent. And this is something which every one of you should develop within you, that whenever you're looking for a move, look at the best move for your opponent. So here there is a very nice move. Rook fe1 doesn't really serve the purpose, because then he first takes on d1 and then rook gets exchanged. The right move is very strong move, and some of you found it, is rook to d7. And the point is, you can't take the rook because of queen a8 check first, and then you are threatening to take this rook, so you win. And also now your bishop h7 is super powerful, and then f7 would hang. So this is the move that Vidit missed, and you see these are the little moves which people can miss under pressure. And when I say that today is a high pressure encounter, and when the people say they are in the zone, what do we mean? Being in the zone means in spite of all the pressure around you, you can find moves like this. And why do people practice every day in and out on chess? Is at these moments, more than your thought process, like you have to think, your intuition can tell you that look, there must be a good move. Look, this is attacked once, this is defended once, there could be something. Now intuition can often go wrong as well, but if you practice it daily, then at the key moment this happens. This is the life of a sports person. It all boils down to a few seconds, whether you can put all your years of hard work into use or not in those few seconds. If you can't, then your career doesn't reach that level as it should. So this, whenever you say, Vidit says, I solved 1,000 tactics, it's for these moments when he can find it. So he played bishop b1. He did not play rook d7, king g7, rook de1. Very nice move. I liked it because if rook fe1, the rooks get exchanged here on d1. So instead of that, you play the other rook, queen f6. And now guys, tell me how many of you in the chat would exchange the queens. I want to read out as you write the answers. So please, yes for queen exchange, no for no queen exchange. I want to see how many yes and how many no, to know how good you guys are at chess. Let's see. No, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, 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 no, 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 now it's going too fast. No, 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 yes, no, 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 yes, 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 no, 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 no. Okay, general idea by seeing this chat, it feels to me that no is at least 80% and yes is 20%. Okay, so kudos to everyone who's here, because it's so heartening to see that you guys understand chess so well. Queen into f6, king into f6 means that black becomes better. This is the very important thing that you understand about this position. Now the king is like, I'm coming out there, no one here, I'm in the zone, I'm coming out, no one to mate me. But till the queen is there, opponent's queen on the board, king is like, oh, is the queen there? Is the queen there? I cannot come out, I need to hide. So queen can checkmate the opponent's king, and that's why queen g3 is a brilliant move. Very good move, and I'm glad so many people actually understood that part. Well done guys. Question by Nanda Kishore: if Olympiad was on the board, where would one have to go to watch these games? The platforms you have created are amazing. Hope ChessBase India streams them live in future as well. Nanda Kishore, in 2018 we traveled to Batumi in Georgia to cover the tournament. This time it was in Moscow, and usually there are no real rights as such. There's one, let's say, FIDE channel who covers it, but then we went over there and then we sort of cover. Our coverage used to be more like put up sort of cameras, record the games, and then publish it later on YouTube channel, on our website, on our social media, so people get to know, but there's a lag. This time the way we are covering it is there's no lag. Whatever is happening, you're getting to know. And I think this is the sort of coverage that we need. In fact, if you think about it, Norway, when Magnus Carlsen became the world champion, the interest in the sport rose to such a level that VG, I think VG, or sorry, NRK. NRK, their website, VG is a magazine. NRK, their website, news channel decided to, or one of the top channels there, decided to broadcast chess. And what they did is NRK made a deal with FIDE that whichever tournament you do, Magnus's board will remain constant. And FIDE was like, okay, we are fine, because if you are going to broadcast this, it means that millions of Norwegians are going to see. By the way, I must tell you that population of Norway is not very high. Let me check. Okay, it's just 5.4 million. So it's not very high. I mean, Mumbai's population is more than that. So in that sense, if chess becomes popular in India and we can have these broadcasting rights and we can, go to tournaments, FIDE would accommodate. Sutowski, who came to Samay's channel, who's right now very excited about chess in India in general, may just, we can put up sort of a team there with cameras on boards of Indian players, and then commentary could happen. It's quite possible. A sensation like Magnus was managed to do it. We are right now not, let's say, the Vichy era is kind of coming to an end, but some new era will begin soon, and maybe that would be the boost that is needed. So here Queen D6 was played, and now once again, what do you play? Now you know that queens need not be exchanged. So what's your move? White to play. Yeah, in general, we have to figure out a way to make this entire growth of chess, to take it to the next level, to make it more professional, of course, and all of that. But we'll enjoy the finals the way we did it until now. And I'm sure that many people seeing the growth of chess, seeing so many people, will come forward on their own, and we will also contact them. Something will come out of it. Keith Mascarenas says, all right, Sagar, good night. See you at 6:30 a.m. Keith, take good rest. Having you there it would be wonderful. Keith has been there right from the start for the Improving Chess series. So thank you for being there today, and would be great fun watching you. Having you watching the match. Yes, very good. Excellent. F4 was played by Vidit, and now you see the king is shuddering here. He's like, "Arey, this is coming at me. The winter is coming." Bishop C4, and now Vidit had seen he can move his rook. Rook E8, and here he made a nice move, which was rook F E3. And maybe Bishop E4 was stronger move, but rook F E3 was played. And the thing is, opponent took, queen takes, and here black had to play the move queen into F4. This was very important. But what black played here was G into F4. I did not like this move. Queen into F4. I don't know what Gaevsky was very worried about. I'm sure Vidit would not have exchanged the queens here. He would have kept them on, but let's say after queen E7, maybe what Gaevsky saw was that queen F7 would be met with queen E4. And then there is a mate here. So, but after bishop F7, there is no real way in which white can take advantage of this position, especially because a move like rook F1 threatening, these are little calculations that you have to make if you want to become a top player. It seems like white is completely winning here because the queen moves, then maybe the F7 bishop hangs, or let's say you go to C4, then queen take queen F6 check, and then you lose everything. How should here black continue? What's the move? What do you think is the move here that Vidit, that Gaevsky would have missed? I think he would have calculated this and he would have been very scared right now. Yes, very good. Ilam Parthi. Rahul Ghoshal says, we could see the candidates' matches online and in streams. Why not important Indian boards from now on in important tournaments? Rahul, it makes sense. Once you have the viewership, things can be done. Like if you can say to people that, look, this is how so many people have interest in Indian chess, then you can also have more people, sponsors coming in. FIDE takes interest in it. So lot of things can happen. That is true. Anshuman Bajaj says, good night, sir. We'll be ready at 6:30 a.m. Love from Canada to Team India. Best of luck to the team and panel. Thank you, Anshuman Bajaj. Very, very happy that so many people are following from the US and Canada. And, they are waking up at these odd hours to accommodate this tournament in their schedule. Many people have also taken leaves, Today being Sunday, that worry is not there. But many people took leaves for quarterfinals and semifinals matches. Yes, fantastic. All the people who say rook e8 here, very good job. Because now, if the queen moves, let's say queen to d7, I have an intermediate check. King goes, and now I can come back. Let's say to e6 is possible, but even a stronger move here. It's a winning move for black. Can you find it? Black to move and win. Because queen e6, he may come back queen d4. You have a strong move here, black to play. I missed my tuition due to semifinals. Very good. There's this young boy in the chat. I want all of you to know more about him. And I'm sure there are many more talents as well. But that's Ilam Parthi. He always gives the first answer. He's very quick and he's very talented. And maybe someday, Ilam Parthi, all these people who are following the Indian Olympiad team right now would follow you in the tournament. So that's so cool. Yes, queen to f2. Fantastic, guys. I'm so glad that many of you are able to spot these tough moves. You can't take because there's a mate on the back rank. And if you can't take, then everything is beautifully located. Black is simply winning the game. Next move, actually, rook e1 may also come in. If he moves rook g1, rook e1 is very strong and black wins. So here gf4 was definitely a mistake, but many times what happens, and this I want you to understand even for the finals today, that when a wrong move is played by a strong player, they have some logic behind it. It's never like, oh, he didn't see the move. We have to go deeper, and you see the move that may have been missed by Gaevsky would have been rook e8. It may not have been that he didn't see this move queen into f4. And so when you follow the game today and you see the bar going up and down, sometimes in time pressure when you have like few seconds left, that's different. But when there is time, you cannot really imagine that a player of a caliber of say Vidit, Gaevsky, Anand, Harikrishna, or say Artemiev, Dubo, they would miss simple moves. They usually have seen 4 moves ahead and have missed something there. Okay. Mr. Smile Drug says, we can start chess leagues like Poke Champs in India and you guys can do the live streaming. What do you think? Yes, Smile Drug, that is definitely the easiest way to do something right now, to do something online. But also, physical presence, if you can do like live broadcast of tournaments where players are facing each other, that would be so much fun. Yeah, like let's say Anand, Vidit, Harikrishna, all these youngsters in one room playing each other with live cameras and with the 2D boards and all the analysis. It could be fun to watch all of that. Nanda Kishore, can you explain how one grows as a chess player? In cricket you start with school, then division, then state. Is there a structure like this for chess? Nanda Kishore, absolutely. AICF in that respect, in an administrative respect, has done a great job. You know, they have set up state associations in every state. Every state association has affiliated units in divisions. So state tournaments happen in most of the states in India. There are some states which are lagging behind, but most of them do happen. Then before that, all the divisions or all the districts would have their tournaments, and then there's nationals. And in order to make chess popular, what they said is people who qualify from the state will get free entries, state will sponsor them, but those who want to play directly nationals can also play with an entry fee they can pay. So many people pay the donor entry and they play it. Rohit A, thank you so much for the super chat. So gf4 was played. Now Vidit went queen e4, and this is curtains, you know, curtains in the game, because bishop is hanging, mate is there with the queen entering. So Gajewski at least gave a check defending the bishop. The king moved away, and now the black king is like, तुम लोग सब तो मुझे छोड़ के चले गए. Like, you all left me and went. I'm all alone now. That's how life is. Bishop d5, check, check. Bishop moves in, check, and check. Bishop comes here, and guys, find the mate in 1. Vidit was saying that he was planning to play queen f6, but then bishop f7 is coming, so he decided to checkmate his opponent in 1 move. Can you find the mate in 1? Dev Marshia, when will the opening series resume? Dev, well, we're getting with Anish. He taught French. That's like an opening series, right? It's continuing. We had Prithu who taught the Roy Lopez. We had Raja who taught the King's Indian. Yeah, very good. Very good. All those who said queen h6, that's mate in 1. Mate in 1, and the game was over, and a nice game by Captain Vidit in this thing. I want to show you the game between Humpy very quickly, because the Armageddon, just for the reason that it was very, very interesting from the point of view of how can I put it, competitive importance, sporting importance. It was high, and I want to explain to you a few things that happen in Armageddon, so you understand it better if an Armageddon happens today. So Humpy was playing with the black pieces, and you know what happened is, first of all, there was a toss. I think there was some kind of a toss. I don't know how they do it, but India won it, and so it was asked to them, do you want white or black? Now when you play an Armageddon, it's very, very important to choose which color you want, white or black, because if you don't choose the right color, and from that logic you should also have prepared. Now see, look at the difficulty here. If you win the toss, you would choose the color you have practiced at, but if you lose the toss, the opponent will choose, and then you have to play with any color that the other color that she chooses. So I would say that practice with both the colors is important for Armageddon, and Humpy would have done it, and she chose black, where she has 1 minute less. She has 4 minutes, opponent has 5 minutes, and she has draw odds. It's called draw odds. It means that if it's a draw, then she wins, black wins. So this is usually, many people choose white. If their opening preparation with white is very strong, they will choose white, because they know that 1 minute is a very, very crucial time. If they can play a good opening, put opponent under pressure who has 1 minute less, then who knows, they can win the game easily. So Humpy chose black, means she worked on it with black pieces. Prajwal S says, you are explaining about history about Armageddon. Can you, but you later due to match left it incomplete. Can you please explain? Prajwal, I did it. If you see this video, if you go before, I explained it here. Harjap Singh, Sagar bhai, I watched the match at 2 a.m. in US and have been watching all these late night matches. Let's go today, India. Harjap, Fantastic, fantastic. I'm so glad that people from different countries are watching this. I also want to know in the chat if people are from Indian time is 4:30, but from other countries, which are the other countries from which you are all following this? If you can just mention the name of the country in the chat, that would be nice to know, because it also shows that. And in fact, I also know of people who are not just Indians who are following this, so I do try to keep it English based for that reason, that there will be people from other countries who are following, and that also has a wider reach. And of course Hindi does happen, like today on Samay's channel there will be more of Hindi. On ChessBase India I try to speak more of English. Sarthak Mehta says Canada. Okay, very interesting. Canada, Hungary, Poland, Nepal, USA. Sachin Bail, thank you so much. Yeah, I know many of you will just spam something wrong, and I would never know whether that's the right country. Armageddon is unfair, that's what many people say. But I can definitely see that there are people from a lot of countries who follow this broadcast. Armageddon, yes, could be unfair, but there is no fair way to end it. It's just like tiebreaker in tennis. You do not know what is the right way. So d4, knight f6, c4 e6, g3 d5, bishop g2 dc4, and you see now what Armageddon does to you. Monica Sochko played knight d2 and she was like, oh my god, I just missed it. She had to play first knight f3 and only then she wanted to play knight d2. But she played knight d2 and she put a hand on her face. You could see it in the live broadcast. Amolan Abhikash says, do you believe in God? Amolan Abhikash, this is not the right time to indulge in this, but if I have to give it in one word, then I would say no. So queen into d4 is what Humpy won the pawn. She was a pawn up. Knight f3, and as we found out later, queen c5 was the correct move, keeping the pawn. But Humpy was also very nervous. She went back, and actually after castles, c3, b into c3. Now white is still a pawn down, but you see, we had this concept, right? The bishop. Either you push the pawn and make it like a granite, or this bishop, it doesn't see the. Otherwise, this bishop is very strong. Also, the other bishop can open up like this. So there is definite activity that white has for a pawn. Bishop e7, queen c2, castles, e4 was played. And I think e4, the idea was to play e5. Generally, you don't want to close this bishop. But she did it, knight c6, and now Humpy wants to play e5 herself. Knight c4, knight d7, rook d1, queen e8, and so now e5 is coming up. Once e5 comes, you can play f6, you can move the knight, you can move the bishop, this bishop becomes passive, everything works well. But Monica was like, I won't let you play e5. And now I think it was a critical moment in the game. There are good moves here. In fact, there are many good moves for black. But Humpy's choice was very, very interesting. So do you remember the move that Humpy played here? Guys, we are back. Sorry for that lag. So my question was, what is a good move for black here? and Humpy played it based on the situation in the game. What is the move she played? By the way, there were a couple of questions. Which chess engine is the strongest? Ritik, the chess engine that is currently the strongest is, I think, Fat Fritz and Leela Chess Zero. Fat Fritz is by ChessBase. Leela Chess Zero is an open source one. There's also Komodo, which is pretty good. Stockfish, which is very nice. These are some of the strongest engines. Granthik Day, at least Armageddon should happen best of 5 method. Possible. So Humpy here played the move e5, and I was actually very, very impressed with her clarity of thinking, because this move in general, she could have played even move like bishop d8, where she's sort of groveling in the position, but the risk is higher. There was also this move knight b6, I think, which was a good move, like you take, but somehow the space is less. So what Humpy said is, let me go e5, and this is experience, guys. This doesn't come easily. I don't think a youngster would have been able to maybe come up with this move. Humpy knew that a draw is enough for her. And so after c6, she builds up this granite structure against this bishop, saves the pawn, and then is ready to move the bishop. White is slightly better, recovered the pawn, but slight better doesn't translate into a win. It means that white has to still work hard, and easy moves to make now. This position is easier for black to play now. Game Dev says, why can't we do like we have tennis in Australian Open, first to 5 points or 3 points? Yeah, I mean, in general, we could do, but it's like draws keep happening many times, and I've seen games which have gone on till hours and hours in the World Cup, where there were best of 2. So one blitz, then the other colors reverse, then the other guy would win, then they would go to other format, then one would win, another would win. It went on and on. So they came to this conclusion of Armageddon. Sometimes the entire schedule is disrupted. You have to think from the point of view of the organizers also. Rook b1, b6, bishop f4, bishop e6. Now this is where I started to feel like Humpy has it under control. She's developed all her pieces. She put a queen on c8. She wants to exchange the bishops. f5 takes. And now I was actually thinking maybe bishop f6 is possible, but then bishop d4 is a strong move. You can't exchange, play cd, and these pawns become very strong in the center, and you really don't want to spoil your structure. So that's the reason why Humpy played f6, but it was slightly dubious, because now there could have been queen b3 check, and then white could have doubled on the d file. It could have been very dangerous. But bishop f4 was played. Humpy played bishop c5, rook d2, and now came a very, very strong move. Let's see if you guys can find it. Black to play. What do you play? Nirav Ghedia says, great job Sagar and co. Support from India, from Australia. Thank you, Nirav. Very nice to see. In fact, in Australia at 4:30, that would mean roughly like very late night, yeah, like 10 or 11 in the night. So that's great that you would be following it. Vinit Palkar, Times of India is much less reliable in chess than let's say, I would say, what we are doing. So 4:30 is the time, not 7:30. Yeah, this move is again very important move, rook d8, and Humpy is like, let me get off as many pieces as possible from the game. So rook d1 takes, queen e8 was played, and now quickly this is class. This is class, and you don't always have to win games to show a class. It's just this, from this point onwards, Humpy was like rock solid. Look at this move, king f8, because if you go king h8, Then after take and say something like queen f7 or even directly queen e6, this is quite dangerous, this position. So coming to f8 was good, and now you see the next moves show the maturity. Pura India is at, looking at your game. Entire team wants you to progress. Next day there will be tweets and celebrations, but at this moment you need to play. Queen d7, little move, improving. a5, little move, improving. King f7, little moves. It's not easy. You could go in. You could be like, let me go in. Oh, check, check, check. Something is happening. Oh my god, it's checkmate. But Humpy is like, no. Everything is dependent upon me. Let me be solid. Queen D, Queen 8. And here came the moment when she had to win, but she was not in this mindset. She was not in this mindset that okay guys, we are back. I hope this will now not be any issues for now. So first of all, super chat, which is the free engine which is good? I would say that the best free engine open source one is Stockfish or Leela Chess Zero. Get either of them. The other one is, other question that was asked was, what are the post game celebration plans? We haven't made any. If India wins, let's see what happens, and we will come to it. So here the move that had to be played was h5, and everyone was like, wow, this is winning. But if you look at it, this move has two purposes. First of all, Humpy didn't see what is to be done after queen h5, perhaps something like this. She didn't want to create weaknesses in the position, something like that. So but here queen d1 was very strong. The idea is that after queen g1, you can go to f3. Queen d1 defends this pawn, by the way, or h3. And then there will be queen h1 mate or queen f1 mate. You see this bishop is covering these important points. So that was a mating net if you cover this g4 pawn. And that is the reason why h5 was a very, very strong move. That was missed by Humpy. She played h6, queen a6, but everything was now steady. She went here. e5 was a mistake, but it was already difficult. I think the fastest way to win would have been fe. Bishop e5, queen g1. If king h3, now you go h5, threatening a mate here. This is winning because after queen e4, queen f1, queen g2 seems forced, and you take queen f5 and it's winning. These are all the lines which were winning. Like here, king f3 would lose to queen e3, king g2, queen f2, king h3, and once again you take this pawn and you win. But Humpy kept it simple. She was like, I have less time, let me give a check and let me pick up this pawn. This is also what Anish recommended. Now g4 was a good move, because here things start getting a little messy. There might be a draw after queen d1 and she would draw the game, but e into f6 was a bad move. Humpy had a winning move with g5. She didn't play it. She played queen f6, but it was good enough. In her mind there was only one thing: get the draw, get India to the next round. And she did it now. She did it admirably. Again, a very good move here is king f7. Very good move is queen e6. Very good move is king g8. Keeping things steady. She made no blunders, remember. With all the pressure, so many people have blundered in such Armageddon games. And now white blundered the h5 pawn, then blundered the bishop, and then overall here Humpy would have made a draw for sure, but opponent said let's try. Queens were exchanged and the rest was very simple for Humpy. She pushed her pawns and then she pushed the other pawn, made a queen, and when the c3 pawn was taken, everyone was like, whew, India is through, because even if the internet goes now, they will give it a draw because white has no winning material. So that's why you see everyone was happy in the video after queen into c3, although the game was not over, because they knew we were through. And then the real celebrations came here. Vipul, dear Sagar, you guys are doing an amazing job. Real proud of you people. Led from front by an awesome person like you. Please keep it up. All the best. Thank you, Vipul. And it couldn't have been possible without you guys, without the chess streaming community that we have built up. You know, everyone chipped in, right from Vidit, Rajabhav, Anish, Surya, Nisha, Atul, Niklesh. So many people are doing work day in and out for this. And I think it has helped to cater to this growing interest of chess. And last but not the least, of course, the name which I haven't mentioned, Samay. I think he's been the catalyst to make chess grow so quickly. I would say catalyst is the right word for him, because chess interest was growing, but at a steady pace. But when Samay came in, it went exponentially high. You know, that's the new people joined in. And so a lot of people were working for chess, and their efforts got amplified because of the work he did. So that's, you can say it's like this. The catalyst is the right word to use here. Something which speeds up things. That's how you say. Okay. So I would say this was one game. And now before I leave, I want to show you one game where Russian team lost yesterday. You know, just to show you that they are not invincible. And it's a beautiful game. Getting Real says, Sagar, please take some rest. You look so tired. No, I'm rested. Yesterday I slept at 1, woke up at 6:30, so good rest. So pretty fine for today. Yeah, it also went high due to lockdown. Yeah, for sure. I mean, lockdown is definite reason why chess became popular much more, because everyone was at home. But you know, there are all these factors came together. Chandri Pandey says, Sagar asked Samay to make sure his laptop works properly. Yesterday his laptop ran into problems 2-3 times in Nishant's stream. Okay, we'll make sure to ask him about that. But I think Samay will himself, he may even buy a new laptop if it doesn't. You know, that's the level of dedication he has. सिक्कन says, आप बहुत अच्छा शिक्षक है, मैच के पहले विश्राम कर लीजिएगा, हम भारत की जीत की प्रार्थना करते हैं. Thank you, सिक्कन जी. By the way, I must not forget the comedians, the other comedians like Vaibhav, Biswa, who also put in a lot of time, and they enjoyed chess, so they did it. But they also made sure that chess becomes very popular. I think Samay alone would have got bored at some point if it were not for his friends who were always ready to come and stream with him. Now it's gone to another level where, you know, so much interest in chess. But when he started off, there was nothing much. So his friends helped him a lot. Vimal Avasti, thank you. Yeah, Khel Ratna for Humpy. That's a good thing to ask for, I believe. So here, this is the game between Wesley So and Alexander Grishchuk. And I loved this game. I was watching it live. So let's learn a bit from Wesley. And on the top board, Wesley So is a class act. D3, we have the Italian. D6. Chandri Pandey, thank you so much. Mukund Kakkar says, I love the chess scene that's growing in India. The whole lot of you, AD, VD, you. By the way, did I forget mentioning AD in the list of streamers? I'm sorry if I did that. You know, there were so many. Maybe I missed someone, but don't mind. Samay, Raja, Tanya, Anish, everyone are loud. Newcomer here. Thank you, Mukund Kakkar. Thank you for that. And by the way, guys, please remember one thing. There have been a lot of people who have been working behind the scenes even before lockdown, even without that. And these people have to be recognized as well for their service for chess. I will make sure that happens. But just so that, you know, it's not like only these group of people have popularized chess. There have been people working for years and years, putting their life and energy into chess. which is a very important thing. And someone told me, when someone dedicates his life to something, it's a very big thing, you know. That's very important. Karan Daryani. Hi Karan. Hi Sagar. I would like to take a moment to appreciate your efforts. Hope to meet you soon. Thank you, Karan. Thank you. Castles. Soumya as well. Yes. So many names, yeah. Shouldn't forget. I shouldn't be taking names because there's so many I would forget some. Rook e1. That's a good move. First. This is known as the Italian, and you know, I used to get bored whenever Italian would happen. You know what I would say? Knight इधर है, black का knight भी है, white bishop is here, black bishop is also here, kings are castled, pawn, 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 pawn. Only difference is this pawn on c3 and there is a knight here. Isn't this so boring? But over the years I understood that actually these positions are very interesting. At the right moment white may go b4 a4, gain more space. At the right moment white may break d4. There could be a bishop g5 idea coming up. At the right moment black could play d5. There were so many intricacies here that it started becoming interesting. It's just like chess. It's chess inside chess. For example, people in the outside world would say, "Arey, chess kya boring hai? It's so boring. What to follow?" But when you get involved in it, you see the beauty of it. Same way, for chess players, some openings are boring, but when you get involved in it, it becomes interesting. So, rook e1, a5 was played here, and now Wesley played the move h3, stopping bishop g4 ideas, bishop a7, bishop b3. The bishop usually drops back. These are all little maneuvering moves. Bishop could come back here to c2 to defend e4 and so on. So h6 now, stopping bishop g5 ideas as well. I mean, earlier he was okay if bishop g5 came in. So he stopped it at this moment. Shlok Ramteke says, India will win gold today, but also ask Samay to wear his lucky Pathani suit. Please let him know. Let's not take any chances. Let's not get superstitious. Yeah, for a show it would be good if he wears, but let's not get superstitious. Knight bd2, bishop e6, and here I want you to tell me what should white play. White's move here. What is white's good move here? Yeah, Naman Khilrani, you are right. That's generally true with most things. Details almost always makes things more beautiful. I agree. So, Dhanush chess, very good. Dhanush chess. Yeah, some people are saying national anthem today, but you know, there's this copyright issue that always happens. So maybe we can sing, but it won't have the same effect. Ankit Narayanan Biswas, you are right. Ram Prasad, you are right. Pradnya, you are right. Ruchir Deshpande, your move c4 will weaken this d4 square. Remember, when the pawns advance and a square is not controlled by a pawn, it becomes weak. So d4 would become weak because of c4. So not a good move. Yes, Ilam Parthi, you're right. Taking on e6 is also possible, but Wesley So played bishop c2. It's a nice move over there. And the idea is that at some point I could go d4 and open up this bishop on this diagonal. I don't want to also exchange pieces. So Grishchuk said rook e8. White said knight f1. White is enjoying himself. You know, White says, I will play knight g3. I will go knight h4. I'll play knight f5. I may develop the bishop, slow and steady. So black is like, Arey yaar, you are playing so slowly. You are first putting your bishop to c4, then to b3, then to c2, then you're bringing your knight to d2, f1. How can you play so slow? So Wesley So says, what are you going to do about it? And Anand Grishchuk said, I'm going to break in the center now. Enough. I'm going to open it up. So here, there are often many different ways to now react to this move d5. You can take the pawn, you can let black take the pawn, you can let black advance the pawn. So these are all different structures which these top players have studied. So taking that into consideration, what would you say is the best move here? Would you take the pawn? Would you not take the pawn? Would you develop a bishop? How would it work? Vinayak says, "आपका विशी आनंद वाला T-shirt पहन के आना आज." I had worn that in the quarterfinals, I think. Yeah, in the quarters I had worn that. Mahesh Parab says, "Let's remember Agad Matar as well. He is heading for surgery." Oh, what happened? Which surgery? If you guys can tell me. Best thoughts for him. I mean, there was a point in time when everyone used to say like Agad Matar's commentary, that's not good. I mean, in the chess world, things like that. But I always believed that there are two kinds of chess analysts. People like Swidler, who does a job to kind of educate people in the right sort of with the right variations. Jayanja, that's a too big hashtag, I feel. Make it smaller, perhaps. He has a heart condition since birth. He has a heart surgery. Okay. Well, I'll write to him today for sure. So, there are two kinds of people in chess, I would say. Some who are sort of purists who say, in this position, this is the best move. He should play king h1. And what happens is it's very important to have these people, because once you are on your chess journey and you have become stronger, you need these people. But when you're beginning with your journey, you need people, you need Agad Matar to show you this beauty of the game, to analyze it with less variations but with precise comments and stories and stuff like that. And in that vein, I'm also trying to do something similar with my commentary. It may not be the most accurate, like, so for example, a grandmaster may find at least 10 mistakes in maybe an hour that I would make, or at least improvements in what I could do. But the idea is that it sort of brings an interest into what is happening, and that's why I think people have started to respect Agad Matar a lot more now, with such a huge fan following that he has made. Nearly close to 800,000 people follow him. And yeah, he has been a big asset to the chess world. In fact, if you look at it, all the comedians follow him for their chess updates. So all the people here who say queen e2, knight g3, d4, if you play first of all d4 here as white, it might not be the best move, because knight e4 you lose a pawn, and it's a critical pawn that you lost. So let's not go there. Knight g3 is not a bad move. Queen e2 is also not a bad move. So you see, that's the beauty of Italian. There are a lot of moves possible. Wesley So took e into d5 here, and his point was that you take with the bishop. Now Grishchuk wanted to support the e5 pawn, so he took with the bishop. But imagine he took it with his knight. Now can you tell me if this pawn is hanging or not? Should white take this pawn? If he takes, what is a good move for black to move? And this is a very common trick. Put it in your head. When you're playing the Italian, you can take on d5 with the knight, letting go of this pawn, because here there is a tactical justification. So let's see how many of you can find it. Vimal Avasti says, "Sir, please always mention sender's name. We'll appreciate if you could explain your live streaming setup along with software. Thanks." It's very simple, Vimal Avasti. It's OBS, and you have to learn open broadcasting software. It's easy to capture the board and everything. It's pretty straightforward. Nagasai Reddy says, "Sagar, can you ask YouTube to recommend Olympiad final Samay live stream on feed?" I think Samay has some contacts in YouTube. He may do that. Nagasai. Yes, you are right. So here the right move is knight into e5, rook into e5, and now comes this stroke bishop into f2. And this bishop which is sitting here actually is able to contribute to the center, because after take, you take with the king, there comes the move queen f6, check, and you pick up the rook. And that's the reason why this pawn is never hanging on e5. So usually white will continue with knight g3 here, and then it's the battle of these two pawns versus this pawn. e5 is always weak. You don't want to play f6 supporting it, because then d4 means this bishop opens up on this entire diagonal. There are all these subtleties in the Italian. So ed5 he took with the bishop, and now he went knight g3. This is common. You want to put your knight on e4. Next move by Grishchuk, I did not understand. In general, queen d6. I mean, if you want to move your queen, then queen d6, basically, I mean, I understand that he wants to defend here on e5, but it allows knight f5 with a tempo. And here he played the move queen to d7, attacking the knight. So Wesley So played another nice move. I want you to learn how to build up an attack here in the Italian. Knight h4. So you see these knights are now well placed, looking at these squares. This knight is also joining in, yeah. This bishop is looking at this pawn. The queen is ready to jump in at some point if the knight moves away. And d4 is going to open up this bishop. So it's like a very latent attack. It will come. It will come. It's coming. Black here played a very surprising move, knight to e7. And now is the time for you to calculate. Okay, let's try to calculate the move rook into e5. Let's see how many of you can calculate. So you go captures, so on. Yeah, rook into e5. Black will go knight into f5, otherwise it's just a pawn down. Now you can't take with the knight because your rook is hanging, correct? So you also can't take on e8, because after rook into a8, you cannot take f5, queen f5, you are a piece down. So the only move is rook into e5, knight into f5, rook into f5. This is how it would work. So take. And here I really liked what Grishchuk did next was queen e6. And Grishchuk said to Wesley, look, this is how top level players think. You put your knight on the rim first. You then put your rook in an uncomfortable situation just defended by the knight. Now I'm coming in to get you here with a check. So it's a very good way that Grishchuk thought, in this position. I like the way he thought. Also, now that he's defended f6, there are g5 ideas in the position that if the knight moves, then this will hang. So here, I want you to think and tell me what according to you is the best move for white. See, there is a big check coming in. Once the check comes, you have to take, rook takes, this pins on the last rank. No, directly you can't go g5 because g5 means rook into f6. So first you defend the piece and now you are threatening g5. c4, queen e1 check looks deadly. d4 is a good option, and actually that's what he played. Wesley So also has a chess-based DVD on Italian game, Maher knows Darwala. Yes, from the black side. If you guys would like to learn it from the black side, please do check it out. Wesley on the Italian. By the way, all those who don't know what is the website's name of ChessBase India, it's www.chessbase, chessbase.in. There we have all our products, all the news and everything that comes there. There are boards to replay, and all the people who have joined in new should check out that website. It's one of the most popular chess websites, not just in India but across the world. A lot of people read it. Well, bishop d2 I would really like to play, but I was a little bit worried about g5. Maybe it's not a big deal, because you can go like c4, bishop c6 and bishop c3, putting the bishop here, putting pressure. If you move the knight, then may come d4. If you take here, may come d5. You know, these are all computer lines that look very scary, but Wesley So played the move d4 here, which is more human in element. So he gave a check. Now the idea is, if you take, then after take king h2, this is a very bad situation because this rook is kind of hanging, so you can't remove this bishop. If you can't remove that, then everything is tied up. By the way, another move which is mentioned here is bishop f4, and I think this is a good move. Again, the idea is that after g5, you go rook e5 or bishop e5. There are 2-3 options in this position, like gh, then d4, and you sacrifice material basically and close this bishop off. Open this bishop here, open this bishop, let the queen come in. That's the idea. But okay, he played d4, queen e1, and Wesley played king h2. Now the question is, what would you play here as black? Now see, this is at the top. What I'm trying to show you here is that at the highest level, how do mistakes happen? Like you see people like Anand, let's say Wesley, Grishchuk, where do they make mistakes? It's moments like this. So black to move. What would you play here? Now, so the thing is that if you take here, here, and try to come in, this is what I think Wesley had thought of. Ki now the rook will be removed from here. Actually, it's not so easy to remove because rook f1 may still be a good idea. So could be played, but you know, in the game, what Wesley played, what Grishchuk played here was c5, and this move is not a good move at all. Not a good move at all. We'll come to it, but the right move, as many of you in the chat have pointed out, is queen d1, bishop d1, and rook e1. The point is that after bishop d2, you go rook f1, and the rook looks precariously posted, but it's still doing okay. You can't play g3 because this is a mate on h1. Otherwise, you have c6 and bishop b8. You know, bishop jumps in and gives a check. So that's the reason why here c5 turned out to be a mistake, and I want you to find out what is white's best move here. Very good move, very nice move. White to move. Yes, Secret Avaz, Aditya Krishna, Madhavan Mahesh, very good guys. Ilam Parthi, Maher knows Daruwala, fantastic. This is a great move that Wesley played here, which is bishop into h6, and he had seen this. Actually, Grishchuk many times thinks a lot and he misses some important points. First of all, the threat is to take the queen, and you will lose. So you must take, let's say I take back, and then you can't take on h6 because of rook into f6. So what happened in the game was that he gave a check here first. So Wesley So came back, bishop f4. Jayant Jha says India versus Russia chess final, hashtag Olympiad, or better you can suggest something, we will trend this. I think in general I would still say a much bigger thing can be chess Olympiad, hashtag chess Olympiad, which was trending yesterday at number 3 I think, and also Arjuna for chess. I think we should make that trend, because this tournament will get over tomorrow, and if our players get recognition in the form of Arjuna Awards, would be something sustainable that has happened because of this victory. So bishop f4, he took, rook takes, and now he played bishop to e6, and now it's your move. You see that your rook is hanging, it cannot move because bishop would hang. So what is the move that Wesley So played here? What is the move that Wesley played here? Very good move, very strong move. I loved it actually, the way he played. Atul Dahale in the chat. Welcome, Atul. Yes, hopefully we will win today, but it's going to be great fun. That is for sure. Yes, very good. All those who have mentioned the move rook into f6, fantastic. Rook e1 doesn't work because the rook is defended, you see, by the knight. So it's a good thought that you can pin it, but that's defended, so it doesn't work. So rook into f6, you sacrifice an exchange. It's a pure exchange sacrifice. Takes, takes, and then rook b8. And now the next move, which is very important, white to move. What is it that Wesley continued now to keep his advantage going? Game Dev, shout out to Ronak Sadhwani for qualifying for finals of Katara Bullet Arena, where Magnus will be playing. Yeah, Game Dev, I know about it. I want to write something on it. In fact, Ronak mentioned he is a very strong online player, Ronak, and would be, I think, part of the Indian team very soon. Yeah, very good. d5 is the correct move. You push the pawn, you attack the bishop has to move, and then you go here. Again, a very strong move. Let's see. I want you to play like Wesley So. Next move for white, what do you play? White to move. It's a lot about furthering your ideas and stopping opponent's ideas. You do both. That's very important. Arjuna Award also qualified. Fantastic. Another big talent. Arjuna Award, Raunak, Gukesh, all of these are amazing players. Let's see how many of you are able to find the move which is kind of, you are improving your position, like stopping opponents' ideas. Narendra Pandey, well done. Narendra Pandey got it right. Let's see who else. Pradnya Sapre, very good. SV Sibbi, excellent. So if you think about it, okay, it's already over, the Katara bullet. Okay. So the thing is, black wants to come in with rook e2, attack this and attack on the 7th rank. So that's why rook d2 is such a tough move to play, because you have material down, you have sacrifice and exchange, but you have 2 pawns. So actually you're not down, you need to stop your opponent's counterplay. And this very balance between furthering your play and stopping opponent's play is the thing that makes these top players very, very good at what they do. They know exactly when to do it, and rook d2 is just the right time to stop rook e2. b5, and now another powerful move. I again big fan of this move. Let's see if anyone can find it. White to play. White to play, what to do? You know, there are all these people online who have these different identities, who make these different identities, and then they talk ill about top players. And usually I ignore them or what they are doing, but in general I would like to tell all of you that you shouldn't be doing this, because I mean, it's much more important that you do something in your life rather than talking ill about other players, let's say Hari Krishna or Vidit, or for that matter Anand, or all of these people. They are doing their work, you should do yours. If you enjoy what they are doing, follow it, but I don't think you should try and give your opinions on certain things which you do not know about. So it's very important. Like, there's someone, yeah, it was deleted by the mod, that's good job. But yes, bishop f5, I like this move very much. There's a question, what happens to rook e5 stopping bishop f5 on the previous move? It's a good question actually, and I think there are many ways to play this position. Maybe g4 is one way, so that you reinforce this square. b5, bishop f5, because now after this bishop exchange, the knight sits so pretty on f5. That was why Wesley wanted to get rid of the bishop. Now the knight, you save it by the pawn, and then you push the pawn which is saved by the knight. This is called teamwork. Look at the teamwork, yeah. g4, d6, okay, these two moves. d6 pawn is supported by the knight is supported by the pawn is supported by the pawn, this pawn is supported by the king. You know how nicely, and black can do nothing against it. King h7, g4, rook e4, king g3, king comes up, b4, d6, takes, rook c4, you save the move. Now you see this one rook is kind of trapped, it cannot move because d7 d8 queen. So rook a4, oops, was played, rook e3. Now again the right moment they find the way to switch from positional play to aggressive play, because if you take now, here there is rook e7 which is winning, because if you take and try to stop the pawn, there comes knight e3 blocking and the pawn queens. So rook e3, he played rook d8, now he went in rook e7, rook c4, rook takes f7, king g8, you take another rook, another pawn, rook into c3 check, king h4, c4, and now you see this pawn is running, but Wesley will make sure, you know, he's felt it intuitively, he has not calculated everything, but he's felt it that these 4 pieces would be enough to do something on the king. So g6, g5, rook d3, g6, and now the mating net is coming, rook f8, because the king was planning to come in, and then there could be a check, and then it would be a mate. So he tried to exchange the rooks, but now the king came in, c3, and knight e7, king g7, knight f5, trying to gain some time, and now takes, king f6 came in, and you will see that the threat is g7, knight e7, g8 queen. So he had to take here, knight takes, c2, just in time. Yeah, it's very like one tempo. G7, knight f5, you make a queen, knight e7, and resigns, because after king h7, queen, mate, it's game over. What a game. Yeah, like Wesley So played amazing chess. Of course USA lost, Russia won, but it just shows that no team is invincible when you play good chess. And this is also what chess has taught me, and chess teaches everyone, that on a given day any team can beat anyone. And this is true for any sport, more so in chess. India can beat Russia if they play well. If each and every player is on the best of their game. What does it mean to be on the best of your game? That you can see all the threats, all the tactics, all the possibilities in the position very quickly. If you are able to do that, you are in the best frame of mind and you will be able to perform well. And I think we are going to have a great game today. And this is for all the people who have joined in now. I've made a video on India versus Russia. Also, I'll be putting up some highlights of yesterday's day so that those who have not followed the match can get to know what happened, and then you can get ready for the match today at 4:30. It's on Samay's channel. Please spread the word that it's a big day for Indian chess. We already won silver. We want to make it into a gold. Russian team is strong. Grishchuk, Nepo, Artemiev, Dubov, Esipenko, Sarana, Lagno, Koryachkina, Koschenyuk, Gunina, Shuvalova, Potapova. Nice team they have. But, well, Indians are no less. Anand, Hari, Vidit, Arvind, Nihal, Prag, Humpy, Harika, Bhakti, Vaishali, Vantika, and Divya. It's going to be fun, guys. So see you all today at 4:30 p.m. Would be wonderful to see you. Let's go for gold, and see you on Samay's channel. Any more questions? Yes, it's an artistic end. That's true, Ilam Parthi, in the previous game. And we'll see you all today at 4:30. And well, if you have any questions or anything related to chess, just write to us at chessbaseindia@gmail.com or become a part of the ChessBase India Discord server. And if you haven't subscribed to ChessBase India, subscribe, like this video. By the way, we are fast moving in terms of subscribers. I think we've reached 435,000 subscribers, which is a good number. Well, hopefully we can reach 450k soon, and then the 500k would be next. But let's focus on the finals today. Until then, see you guys. Bye bye.